Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're unpacking the hidden engine that literally powers almost every single piece of technology you use on a daily basis. I mean, have you ever actually stopped to wonder how your devices manage to do incredibly complex math in just a fraction of a second? Well, today, we're unlocking the secret of calculators by looking at a remarkably powerful mathematical concept, Taylor's theorem.
So part one, the calculator mystery. Okay, let's dive right into this.
We all rely on calculators, right? Whether it's a physical device sitting on your desk or just the app you pull up on your smartphone. But imagine for a second typing a really complex function into that app. You hit the button for sine, cosine, or an exponential function, and boom, it gives you the exact answer instantly. So how do calculators compute these complex functions so incredibly fast? It honestly feels like magic, but it's actually driven by a very, very clever mathematical trick.
Here is the shocking truth. Your calculator doesn't actually calculate the real function directly. No way. Computing a true sine wave dynamically, that would take far too much computing power. Fun fact here, early computer programmers realized this super quickly, and they knew they needed a massive shortcut just to save precious, limited memory. So instead, calculators act like master illusionists. They translate those crazy complex functions into simple polynomial approximations. They're just using basic fundamental algebra, adding, subtracting, multiplying, to fake the complex function so incredibly well that it becomes perfectly accurate for whatever we need.
Which brings us to part two, meet Taylor's theorem.
So who exactly is the hero performing this mathematical sleight of hand? Well, it's Taylor's theorem. By definition, it states that a sufficiently smooth function can be approximated near a specific point by a polynomial built from the function's derivatives at that point. Think of it like a translator. It takes those complex curves and turns them into the simple, snappy algebra that your computer's processor absolutely loves. And the really brilliant part? You aren't just guessing here. You are systematically building a perfect replica. And the magic is that the approximation gets sharper and sharper with every single mathematical term you add.
Let's move to part three, layering the details, and look at how we actually construct this approximation. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the idea that each additional term captures more detailed information about how a function curves and bends near a chosen point. You can think of a Taylor series exactly like a master sculptor working on a big block of clay. Now, a sculptor doesn't just magically create the final complex shape in one single swift move, right? No, they add layers of detail, piece by piece, refining and refining until the clay perfectly matches the target shape.
So let's see how this clay takes shape mathematically, and watch how ridiculously fast this improves. Step one, you start with a totally flat line just to match the function's initial value. It's rough, sure, but hey, it's a starting point. Step two, you take the first derivative to match the slope, angling that line so it follows the initial direction. Much better. And finally, step three, you use the second derivative to match the curvature, literally bending your line to hug the actual real function. With just these three specific steps, your simple math rapidly captures the real-world curves of the original function.
Moving right along to part four, the exponential example.
To really ground this abstract concept, let's look at a famous, concrete example, calculating the exponential function near zero. Now, you might instinctively think that perfectly matching an exponential curve would require, infinite, exhausting calculations. But a handful is truly all it takes. Because of how Taylor's theorem powerfully builds those layers we just talked about, you really only need a few terms to get an incredibly accurate approximation of the exponential function near zero.
Seriously, whether you're using a cheap desk calculator or a massive advanced supercomputer, they rely entirely on this method. The software simply computes e raised to any power by adding terms one by one. As we saw with our sculptor analogy, the accuracy rapidly improves with each added piece, which ultimately yields that amazingly high precision you expect the very microsecond you hit that equal sign.
Part 5, Real-World Applications, because this goes way beyond the buttons on your calculator.
Understanding this theorem matters far, far beyond just passing a calculus test. Taylor's theorem is silently powering trigonometric, exponential, and logarithmic calculations absolutely everywhere. Honestly, the next time you check a logarithmic scale on a stock market graph or just pull out your phone to calculate a sine wave, you aren't just pushing pixels around. You are directly relying on this exact polynomial principle to get your answer efficiently.
And its reach goes way, way beyond our everyday smartphones. Over in fields like advanced physics and aerospace engineering, professionals are constantly faced with wildly complex equations that describe the real world. Well, Taylor's theorem is literally the ultimate tool in their toolkit. It allows engineers to take chaotic, unmanageable equations and simplify them into polite, manageable polynomial forms. Without this theorem, doing things like modeling heat transfer for a spacecraft or calculating the structural stress on a massive skyscraper, that would be nearly impossible.
Which brings us to our final and perhaps most exciting question of the day: what lies beyond the line? Everything we've covered today in this explainer perfectly approximates functions along a single, one-dimensional path. But as you know, we live in a multidimensional, super complex world. So how do we map these equations across a sprawling 3D landscape? Well, answering that requires stepping off of the line and into the wild world of multivariable calculus. We'll actually be starting that journey by exploring Green's theorem next. Until then, keep exploring and definitely keep questioning the math behind the magic.